Welcome to this video on the Walmart case study. We will explore a critical strategic transformation, how 4,700 stores, once seen as a fixed cost burden, were repurposed into essential digital commerce infrastructure. This case turns on a single vital question. Why did these stores become an advantage that Amazon struggles to copy? And under what conditions could that advantage disappear? Use this question to evaluate everything we discussed. 3 facts define our context. In 2016, analysts called these stores, quote, concrete anchors that were dragging the company down. Walmart's traditional scale was in physical square footage, whereas e-commerce rewards the scale of data centers and digital infrastructure. This case illustrates how digital commerce success depends on aligning the customer journey with an operating model that reinforces value creation. We are looking at how Walmart evolved from traditional selling to an AI-driven model. We can break the model into 3 interconnected parts: how value is created, how it is delivered, and how it is captured. These components must work together. If delivery becomes costly or the value proposition weakens, the system fails. Walmart's operating mechanism relies on a powerful feedback loop, starting from the point of sale, through demand signals, to supply chain replenishment. This logistical foundation, rather than selling, is their true technical advantage. Looking at the data, we see shifting patterns in consolidated revenue, online channel growth, and market share. However, these figures should be interpreted as indicators of a broader system, rather than isolated signs of success. To understand the economics, we look at the margins per order. By breaking down costs between centralized fulfillment and local store-based picking, we can calculate the financial viability of their strategy. It is important to remember that measurement is not causality. These numbers provide estimates from various reports. They don't explain everything. We must distinguish between correlation and the drivers of actual performance. Every advantage carries a potential risk. Whether it's the digital share gap or hidden costs in picking, a strong critique identifies the specific failure conditions and watches for early warning signals. Our main concern is whether the digital share gap will close. If growth in non-grocery categories slows, it serves as a critical falsification signal, indicating that our core assumptions may need to be revised. When considering transferring these practices to a market like Vietnam, we must evaluate local conditions. Things like population density, logistics costs, and consumer behavior will dictate whether a model should be adopted or adapted. Ultimately, the strategy is to apply the underlying mechanism, but adapt the form. For example, outlet as a logistics node is a powerful concept, but it must be executed in a way that fits the local landscape. In summary, assets are not inherently burdens. Metrics often act as bottlenecks, and true winners change the axis of competition rather than just copying a platform. These lessons are vital for any strategic decision-making. Now, the team must finalize the decision. Prioritize the principle that no asset is inherently a burden. Only its function can be defined wrongly. Use this to test your strategy against the case risks and specific conditions in Vietnam. A strong response defines the mechanism, shows the relevant arithmetic, and identifies the crucial conditions for success. To support your final analysis, refer to the provided data sources. Distinguish clearly between company disclosures, academic frameworks, and your own analytical conclusions. Using evidence-based practice, tracing claims, comparing sources, and acknowledging uncertainty will ensure your recommendation is as robust as possible for the final video.